This is the moment when
I say goodbye. And
That's
Magnus
it.
Carlsen wins the game and the tournament. Congratulations to the world champion, the triple world champion, classical world champion, rapid world champion, blitz world champion. It wasn't easy, but that makes it even sweeter. Congrats.
Magnus Carlsen, the classical world champion and also the rapid world champion from just one day back, went into the final round of the World Blitz Championship with half a point lead over his co-participants Nakamura and Sarana. So it was not confirmed that a draw would be enough. And Magnus played the last round against Abdusatro, who he defeated in the rapid part of the tournament. So let's see how the game went. The game that crowned Magnus Carlsen the triple world champion. E4, E5, knight out, bishop B5. Rui Lopez. No Berlin this time. Abdusatro also wants to have a fair game. A6, bishop A4, knight F6, D3, the Andy Marshall. B5, bishop B3, bishop E7, and A4. Cutting at the pawn chain on the queen side. B4, a more classical reply by Abdusatro. Castles, knight D2. Pawn D6, pawn C3, looking to play pawn D4. Knight A5, taking the bishop back, C5, and D4. So Carlsen is not taking any risks. He is playing the mainline theory of the Rui Lopez, which is just play C3 and D4. And here takes, and knight C6. Pawn D5. Carlsen decides to close out the position, keeping control of C6, pushing the knight to B4. Bishop C4, knight H5. Here, there is a very thematic sacrifice, knight into E5. That's possible in many positions as soon as a knight goes to the H5 square. But it is not possible here because knight into E5, Abdusatro will just take. And when you take back the piece, there is knight C2 fork to your two rooks. And then black has a lot of counterplay. So that is why knight into E5 doesn't work. So Carlsen goes for A5, knight F4. The knight successfully jumps to F4, knight F1, bishop G4. So here there is some pressure on Carlsen. Yeah, the pieces are coming in, but there's long-term advantage for Carlsen because of the D5 that gains space over here. And now Carlsen played knight E3, showing away the bishop H5, rook A3. A nice move, getting ready to play rook C3. Queen C7, bishop D2, takes, and knight C2. An exchange basically, because if you take, Abdusatro also takes. So takes, white is now firmly better. A solid advantage for Carlsen. Knight E3, all the pieces are now on good squares. Queen D4, attacking the bishop, but rook D1, defending it. Knight F5 is coming. And then rook C3, rook C6 also coming. So it's comfortable for Carlsen. Queen C5, and now knight F5. Probably Abdusatro missed that the rook is defended by the queen. He thought there was no time to play knight F5. If not, he could have played G6 first, stopping knight F5. Bishop G5 and H4. Now Carlsen is in control. Bishop F6 and rook C3. Queen takes, pawn G3, kicking the knight away. It was not a free pawn. There is always rook C6, getting back the pawn. And the pawn is hanging right away itself. So it was not a free pawn. G3 just teasing the opponent. And here the knight is gone. Because knight H3, king G2, knight is trapped. Carlsen is winning. The queen takes A5 was a blunder, the losing blunder. But it was always good for Carlsen. G3, knight takes D5. His idea is after pawn takes, there is E4. Getting some play for black. But then Carlsen says, no, I want a full piece. Queen moves back. And again Carlsen attacks the queen. And then he takes. So it's a full piece up. Queen B2, attacking the bishop. Rook D3, defending everything. Rook D8, defending the D6 pawn. But then just king G2, just waiting move, getting the king out of the last rank. Queen B5, and here comes rook C6. The D pawn is gone. Can't be defended. Rook E8, knight takes D6. And here it's all over. E4 doesn't do anything because just knight takes E4. And Carlsen won here. Abdusatro resigned. And that made Carlsen the World Blitz champion as well. It would be for the last time that he has all three titles at the same time. It's the second time he's got this, the triple title. But it will be the last because he won't be defending the classical title next year. But at least he'll be the World Rapid and the World Blitz champion at the same time. A thrilling performance by the world champion at Kazakhstan.